What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here, and today we're talking about Silent Hill because currently the hype is off the charts. The game has now been out for about a week, and the Silent Hill 2 remake is getting some crazy high review scores, and a lot of people are kind of saying, this is fantastic, but what's coming next? I mean, a remake of this caliber, of this quality, it seems like they actually managed to revive Silent Hill, but what are we going to be getting after? Well, a new leak released today says the next big Silent Hill property is going to be a Silent Hill 3 remake, and some people are not happy about it. But I want to explain why it is that Silent Hill fans would not want a Silent Hill 3 remake next. It's a bit of a mess. Let's discuss. Hi, hope you're having a good day, and if you could, please give this video a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Now, this is a leak that originally came from Planeta PlayStation. It's a Spanish PlayStation website, but this is actually making an homage to a leak that happened about 2 years ago that I initially reported on, which is codename Project H. So, about 2 years back, somebody managed to hack into Konami and found all these internalized documents where essentially it talked about the fact that Konami is trying to, well, honestly, suck less. I mean, people kind of forget this now, but when freaking stuff like Metal Gear Survive came out, when Metal Gear Solid 5 technically was slightly unfinished, even stuff like PT Demo, Silent Hills dropping such a cool demo and then being canceled after people got so excited for it, people were about 5 or 6 years back viciously against Konami. Like, not just not a fan, people actually hated Konami. So Konami's been trying to get their name back, and these internal leaks essentially showed the fact that their idea was to recreate the classics, to go back and do stuff like, right now we have the Silent Hill 2 remake, which a lot of people are absolutely loving, and there's also going to be the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, which is called Metal Gear Delta. It's clearly that they're trying to essentially bring back the brand of Konami and not just, let it flounder and make pachinko machines and stuff like that. But when Project H leaked, it was part of a two-part leak where these internal documents had a connected slide where it showed Project G and Project H. Now, we do know for a fact that Project G turned out to be the Silent Hill 2 remake by Bloober Team. But it seems like Project H is connected, perhaps also being done by Bloober Team. Now, I do want to say, I love the Silent Hill 2 remake. I beat the hell out of it. I'm working on my second playthrough now. The game is truly everything I ever could have wanted. I am a massive fan of Silent Hill, especially all the lore and the intricacies in the connected universe, and the fact that the remake actually managed to acknowledge Silent Hill 3 and 4 and kind of connect it to the timeline for the first time. Honestly, that is so dang impressive to me. But some people are a bit concerned because trying to just make Silent Hill 3 inside of Silent Hill 2 kind of misses the point. So this is Heather Mason, the star of Silent Hill 3, and she's a badass. But here's the part of it that needs to be discussed, which is that this all sounds good to me. The fact that it is going to be like the Silent Hill 2 remake, which is good. It's going to have that greater focus on survival horror, of saving one bullet, of trying to scrounge your health items and stuff like that. But Konami's effort to try and bring back Silent Hill as an IP, it seems strange to skip Silent Hill, the original Silent Hill. Sorry, I don't know why I saved this meme, but I do love it. It seems like a big chunk of the internet, especially the diehard fans, their instant reaction to this is actually negativity, because to remake Silent Hill 3 before Silent Hill 1 is a very, very strange mistake. Now I'm going to try and be vague. I tried not to put any spoilers in my Silent Hill 2 review for Silent Hill 2, even though the story is very well regarded and well known, but Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 3 are directly connected. This girl right here, Heather, she also goes by the name Cheryl, she is part of both games. And it's an important part of both games. In fact, even here in the replies, if you know Spanish at all, is people sort of talking about the fact that you need to do this right. If they're making Cheryl, they need to make sure she looks right and plays right. The biggest part of Silent Hill 2 that I did see some criticisms of, I've seen people just saying like, okay, you are allowed to criticize Silent Hill 2 even as a fan. If you bought it, feel free to complain about it. But a lot of people are basically, the two main complaints I see about the Silent Hill 2 remake and the choices they made to change stuff is I did see people that said the game is much longer. There's a lot more dialogue. There's a lot more conversation between Maria and James. They definitely focused more on their connections to Silent Hill and to each other. But I did see some pushback about how they changed the faces to go for hyper-realism. I've seen some people saying the characters aren't hot enough, which definitely misses the point of Silent Hill 2 specifically. Again, I don't want to go into spoilers, but a big exploration of Silent Hill 2 is trauma, of childhood trauma, of violent trauma. And the characters that are currently trying to fight monsters probably are not wearing enough makeup and stuff like that, right? A lot of people said the characters are extremely ugly, which I disagree with. And even if they are ugly, I feel like that's on purpose. That's part of the game. But I have seen some people sort of afraid about the fact that if they do change the design, the direction, the look of Heather or any of the other characters in the game, there's like a cool detective I like a lot and stuff like that. Heather has a very specific design on purpose. I do feel like she still needs to look like this. If they try and put her in like, I don't know, a different outfit or something, I feel like it would be kind of weird. But here's the other part of it. Why would they remake Silent Hill 3 before Silent Hill 1? This is going to be a worse discourse than Silent Hill 2 because of Heather. Yeah, a lot of people are basically saying if they change anything about Heather, it is going to be met with a lot of backlash. But it's so funny that literally I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of tweets that are people just saying, why the hell would you remake freaking Silent Hill 3 but not Silent Hill 1? Now, there is technically a remake of Silent Hill 1 called Shattered Memories, but people sort of debate whether that's canon, whether that's technically a remake, whether that's technically connected. Now, I've beaten Shattered Memories. I like Shattered Memories. Did I do a Let's Play of that like a million years ago? I can't remember. But it was on Wii. It was a Silent Hill puzzle game that directly actually relates to Heather being in therapy and talking about her dad and talking about events in Silent Hill 1 and stuff like that. So taking Silent Hill 3 and remaking it before Silent Hill 1, it's just such an odd choice. I don't think it's a bad choice, but I do feel like the biggest complaint people had about Silent Hill 2 way back in the day, back when they released it in 2001, the biggest complaint a lot of people had is that the focus in the original Silent Hill was on cults, this specific, like, people trying to revive like a dark god and stuff like that. So that's why Silent Hill gets so messed up and demonic and, filled with wire fences and blood and guts and gore and monsters. And then Silent Hill 2 being about a man looking for his missing, possibly dead wife, the tone shift is by design. And so Silent Hill 3 tries to walk back in the footsteps of Silent Hill 1. It goes back to that cult. It goes back to the original mythos. So remaking 3 before remaking 1, it is a very, very, very strange choice. I'm curious to see how they'll handle it. I mean, the plot is incredibly integral. This isn't the kind of game where they can just like cut around the events of Silent Hill 1. Maybe they'll have some sort of like movie explaining Silent Hill 1 at the beginning of the game. If this is true, I am incredibly curious about the how and the why. I would love to have Bloober Team, if this ends up being confirmed, I would love to have Bloober Team actually do like a sit-down dev talk where they actually explain the reasoning of doing Silent Hill 2 and then Silent Hill 3 instead of doing 2 and then 1. Or even, look man, I'm going to be a weirdo. I want to see them remake Silent Hill 4 The Room. There has been this big talking point online that I actually really enjoy, which is people say, remake bad stuff with good stories instead of good games making them better. And I kind of like this philosophy of it, of instead of taking like $100 million budget or $200 million budget and remaking a game that was already good just to make it look more modern, why not take something that almost got it right and make it even better? And I kind of would like that. I really appreciate Silent Hill 4 The Room. It was the first Silent Hill that did not technically take place in the city of Silent Hill. Silent Hill 4 is terrifying. I've mentioned this before, but it's the first movie that actually gave me nightmares, or the first game that actually gave me nightmares. The first movie that ever made me have nightmares was House on Haunted Hill. God, why that movie scared me so bad. But Silent Hill 3 before Silent Hill 1 is a very odd move. But tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. I wanted to ramble about this because I love Silent Hill a lot, and I'm curious as to the hows and whys of this for sure. But tell me your thoughts. Please like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and please keep dreaming. I tried to film this like 5 times because my cat kept jumping into my lap. And you know what? I love that cat, but I kept just being like, okay there, buddy, okay. Thanks so much for watching that video. If you want to see something else, you can always click this link to see what I put up last, or, subscribe and see what's coming up next. Also, I promise that whatever I do, it'll try not to suck.